everyone and welcome to another episode of Rift News, the show that sums up everything new for you even as your holidays slowly come to an end. It's been more than a month since the last episode of Rift News, and that is simply because Riot has bombarded us with new lore all over the place. In case you missed it, Riot released an official map of Runeterra. It is filled with Easter eggs and places from all the stories. Riot has also sent out physical pieces of the map to certain creators. Not everyone has let people know that they got a piece, so it is possible that I will miss someone. But I got Ionia, TB Skyen got Dargon, Narrow Wolf got Piltover and Zone, Lily Pichu I believe got Bilgewater, Moonbeat got the Shadow Isles, Dora has Shurima, and there should be more. I have also heard that the Chinese community got their own pieces, so there should be 2 copies of each part of Runeterra. Besides the map, Riot also released the Rise cinematic that delves deeper into the world runes. And they released bunch of new stories with that. They updated all the ninja stories. This includes Akali, Zed, Shen, and even Karma and Master Yi. And they also updated Rise and Brand. Besides their new bios, they also got a comic and a massive story called From the Ashes. We covered both the bio and this big story on this channel last time. After that, Syndra also got a new bio and a new story, The Dreaming Pool. And of course, since Nunu has been released on PvE, his story has also popped up on the universe. That one has also recently appeared on our channel. Now let's hop into the in-game stuff. A lot has happened throughout the past month, so let's quickly mention everything new that has or will come to live servers soon. Pool Party is behind us. It gave us 3 new skins for Gangplank, Zoe and Caitlyn, and tons of chromas with that. After that, PvE revealed a massive wave of epic skins. We got Cosmic Queen Ashe, Cosmic Enchantress Lulu, Cosmic Defender Xin Zhao, Mecha Aurelian Soul, Mafia Braum, Divine Sword Irelia, Divine Sword Talon. This one is pretty cool because Talon is actually holding a blade. We also got High Noon Lucian, High Noon Thresh, and High Noon Urgot. The High Noon series also got its own short cinematic. It makes me wonder if Riot plans to reuse the models they sculpted for it in another project later. It feels like it could be a waste of resources, despite it being a really cool teaser. Most of the new skins also got chroma versions, but surprisingly Dragon Fist Lee Sin also got another wave of chromas. It's probably because this skin has the most popular chromas in-game. Of course, all of this also gave us new icons, cool new emotes with alternative versions for Jinx, and a new ward called Devil Vulture Ward. All the skins mentioned before also got their own universe stories, but some older skins such as Bandito Fiddlesticks or Sandscourge Skarner also got updated. But besides all the skins, icons and wards, we are also awaiting the arrival of Nunu and Willem. Their reworked version got released on PvE, which means that they might appear on live servers in the next couple of weeks. However, we already got a trailer for them.
No way! That's the best story I've ever heard. Whoa! Did you see that one? Really? We can wish for anything we want? Ooh, then what about... Yeah! We can eat all your favorites, Willem. Roasted Brachiosaurus, Pollywog pudding...
Their kit remained very close to the old version, but some interesting changes will spice things up. Blood Boil has been moved to their passive. Whenever they attack a champion or a large monster, they will increase attack speed for themselves and one other champion. Their Q is still the same annoying, totally not overpowered jungling tool it always was. However, now you can also cast it on champions for some extra AP and health scaling damage. W has been completely reworked. They roll forward a snowball that explodes when they hit anything. It seems to be working exactly like Science Ultimate. Their snowball got a little bit of an upgrade. You can now fling up to 3 volleys of snowballs that will mark their targets. If Nunu and Willem stay near the marked targets, they will get rooted as well. This is a really good setup for their ultimate, because finally, their ultimate stayed exactly the same, except that they get a small shield as a bonus. Now, before we move on to Nexus, I should quickly mention that Riot's merch store got a brand new set of merch. They got hoodies, shirts, caps and socks themed around comic books. There is also one fairly interesting thing regarding Riot Games to point out. There have been many articles and interviews with Mark Merrill, one of the co-founders of Riot Games, about a potential new game. It all began when he tweeted about a League MMO right after the release of the map of Runeterra. Obviously it was just a joke, but some people seriously took it as a potential teaser. So people started interviewing Tryndamere, and it seems like Riot is indeed looking into creating another game. It would be a good way to expand the universe of League of Legends. And finally they would put the S into Riot Games. Most people think that an MMO would be the obvious choice, but I honestly doubt it. MMOs are incredibly expensive to make, and they rely on their players investing their time into their characters. That's why these days only the veteran MMOs survive. It's because players come back to their old characters. While a League of Legends MMO would definitely have its dedicated player base, I doubt it would be worth the investment. At the end of the day, they would have to make it profitable, and that would be scary if the initial reception wouldn't be great. There are other really good options that Riot could take. A better approach would be something like an RTS, a strategy game in a world that already has a set story for armies fighting for land. That would be way easier. As TB Skyen said, it would be amazing if Riot made a point-and-click adventure as well. The story of Jin, Zed and Shen would be an amazing detective Telltales game. However, I doubt that would be the kind of game that would make their world feel alive. But if you guys have other opinions on this, feel free to tell me. But now, let's get on to Nexus. Today I want to show you 2 posts that you might have missed. First of all, there was a post by Riot Magic about the position ranks in 2019. If you don't know what this is, Riot is essentially looking into ways of letting players queue as different roles. And based on what role you get, you might be good or bad at it. This means that each of your roles would get a different rating. For example, I might be a diamond support, but a gold jungler. In the post, Magic says that they are looking into abusive situations and they still need some adjustments. And because they will need more feedback, some regions might get to test this feature early. But this may not come till the next preseason. So far this season there were a lot of massive changes, so I doubt Riot would want to introduce a brand new system anytime soon. The other post by Riot Banana Bandit is all about Nunu and Willem. It is titled 9 fun facts from Nunu's development. Number 1. Their new kit has 2 abilities that have been locked from day 1. Obviously the first ability is their ultimate. It didn't really change at all, and that's because it's almost a decade old. And it is far too iconic. Their Q, or Consume, is the other one. This ability has always been one of the strongest tools for securing objectives. So of course it had to stay as well. Number 2. Playtesting biggest snowball ever was a huge moment in development. While playtesting, people realized how much fun it is to traverse jungle with it and gank. And even if they smashed into a wall, it still felt like a fun ability. And that is a major thing for Nunu. This character is themed around being playful. So if you have fun even while failing, it is a win-win scenario for everyone. Maybe except for your irritated teammates. Number 3. Creating their E was one of the hardest parts. It took nearly 20 spell variations to land on Snowball Barrage. Even though most of the kit was pretty much ready from the beginning, it was really tough to make their E work. We started with a couple of abilities that didn't really synergize together. It was hard to even know what we wanted E to do, says Riot Xenogenic. We ended up going for something with CC to make their ult more reliable and give them more tools to succeed as a warden. On top of that, Snowball Barrage is a team effort. Nunu smacks the targets with snowballs and Willem freezes them. Number 4. There's a storybook about Nunu and Willem's adventure hanging on the wall where the devs sit. It is spectacularly handwritten and illustrated, with crayons. The narrative writer apparently made this very early in development, and it helped everybody rely behind the playful tones of the characters. The fact he made it with crayons just felt so right, says Riot Earp. Number 5. Willem could have been a scary behemoth, but people liked him more as a soft and huggable pal. Nunu's rework was kicked off by a bunch of concept artists taking a day off and exploring Willem. The result was a wide array of yetis, ranging from adorable to abominable. Whenever we would dig deeper into the monstrous looking guys, people would be like, yeah, but what if he was fluffy instead? Says Riot Earp. I'm pretty sure it was the huggable factor. Number 6. One of the unofficial goals of Nunu and Willem's rework was to give them the saddest death animation in the game. Playing new Nunu has a lot of fun moments, says Riot Xenogenic. The really low note of their death helps ensure players don't become numb to the constant stream of highs. That way those high notes keep feeling fun. And if you're wondering, here is what it looks like. Number 7. Every sound Willem makes in-game has been translated into human words. We know exactly what Willem is saying because he's actually talking Chewbacca style. Only Nunu can understand him. Interluxioneer says. When they were recording Willem's voice, they gave the voice actor the translated text. This way he would know exactly how to tone the sounds. So what do they talk about? Willem has a different perspective on the world because he's so ancient. He sometimes tones down his wisdom so he can have fun with his best friend. But they have moments of mentorship too. This is very well reflected at the end of their story, where Willem realizes that all the fun will have to end at one point. Number 8. All the trolliness associated with Nunu's core character was siphoned out and put into Nunubot. Nunubot is troll turned up to 11. He honks a squeaky bike horn while rolling an electrical ball with a terrified robot inside down mid lane. All while saying classic lines such as, "We must tower dive" and "Riot please." On top of that, Nunu's old laugh stayed the same. We used text-to-speech to record his lines again, and the new laugh just didn't feel right. We wanted to do good by players with this skin, which is why we also kept most of his original voice lines. Moobeat already discovered how to replicate this text-to-speech effect, and he's already been trolling on Twitter with that. And the last fun fact, the AP Nunu dream is alive. Absolute Zero still scales with ability power, and their snowball hits like a snow truck when you build AP. I just had a playtest where I drove a snowball into a Lux and one-shot her, says Riot Xenogenic. I had Predator boots and came rolling with like 900 movement speed, so basically a Cyan ult. And then smack, delete it. The AP ratio and movement speed on Snowball were both slightly nerfed after that playtest. But the AP dream is alive and well. And here they confirm that Nunu and Willem will roll onto the Rift in 2 weeks. And that's it for the post that I wanted to show you. Of course there was the Riot Please video, but I want to save that for another time. There has also been the new champion roadmap that revealed the Ezreal visual update, and 2 new champions, together with Kayle and Morgana. But we already have a video about that on our channel. So that's going to be it for this video. So if you enjoyed it, feel free to like it and subscribe for more lore and news. Links to our social media, Twitch merch and P.O.Box will be in the description. Of course, massive shout out to our patrons for going the extra mile, you guys are absolutely amazing. And with that, thank you all so much for being here and for your support, you know I really appreciate it. And as always, thank you come again.